welcome back here to Liquid Lunch. It's Hugh. I finally made it. I made it down from Brampton.
Oh, lovely to see you, Hugh. It's been a while since we've been here together, hasn't it?
It's great. I can't believe, Daniel Katz,
yes,
still in the building.
Yes.
He could participate if he wants, but...
yes, stick around, Daniel. And it was lovely co-hosting with you for the first part of the show.
So, Rose, I'm really glad I'm here, and we've got a special guest on the Skype from Brazil, right?
We have a very special guest with us today, Tulku Lobsang, who is currently in Brazil, yes, and we're Skyping him in, and we're going to talk today about his first ever visit to Toronto, coming up on August 1st and 2nd, which is a real honor and privilege for us in Toronto. And I can't wait to meet him in person. What should we do here about full disclosure?
Well,
should I
don't know. Let's not do anything.
Oh.
Let's be like Rob Ford.
Oh.
We'll wait for the video to come out.
Oh, yeah. My goodness. Tulku Lobsang is a tulku, which I'm going to ask you to explain what that is, Tulku Lobsang, and he is a master of Tantrayana, which is a branch of Buddhism, and I'm going to ask you to explain to the listening audience as well what that is, just so that they have a little bit of a background information before we get into more details about the Toronto event, or for that matter anything else we'd like to discuss here today. So, Tulku Lobsang, what is a tulku?
Yes, tulku means in the Tibetan language what we call, yes, tulku means a reincarnation. It's a reincarnation. We believe the some of the masters to passed away, and then they reincarnate back and purposely to do their continue helps all of the sentient beings. I think that's his meaning of tulku, is mean reincarnation, but we all have reincarnation, but little different than tulkus, because we are all to born or birth without a control, and we believe this masters who have a title of the tulkus, they are born with the control. They are born with the purposely.
Very interesting. And having been born as a tulku, come into life as a tulku, were you always aware of that? Do you still have to pass through the veil of forgetfulness like the rest of us, or does somebody have to tell you that you are a tulku? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I understand. I mean, I think it's depend. Some tulkus is they complete remember everything. I mean, many things remember, or maybe they don't remember complete. They become very familiar or subject or things. But some tulkus they don't remember. Zero sometimes. Or only there may be example. They remember after 20 years or 30 years, or sometimes they have a case some tulkus only remember before they're dead. Maybe you say me is the reincarnation of a master, this and that, but I only remember before I die, and the whole my life I don't remember. Therefore, it's each tulkus leader have a different cases. Yes.
Yes, that's very interesting, and I wonder how life would be for a tulku who doesn't consciously remember he's a tulku. But in your case, you were recognized by somebody from the outside when you were still young. Is that correct?
That's very correct.
And when this was brought to your attention or to your family's attention, did you immediately embrace it?
Yes. I'm very young. It's 6 or 7 years old. I already in the monastery, and I have all general basic education, some study. Then when I'm 13 years old. When I'm 13 years old, and they recognize, or me is the reincarnation of a Nyense master. Is eighth reincarnation of Nyense master. Is maybe you know, we have in our Tibetan tradition what we have oracle is very famous, and one of our oracles in our monastery, and he told me is the reincarnation of this master. First he told, but then I need to go many steps to, I need to prove to I'm a reincarnation of this master.
And the whole oracle system in Tibet is very fascinating, and that's a whole other show for another time. But once you were told that you were a tulku, did you then remember?
Yeah, and did you remember, and how did you feel? Did it feel right to you that they came to you and said you are a reincarnated Tibetan master? Did that feel accurate, or was it a sort of a surprise?
I be honestly, I don't really. I remember it's the first time one woman, because I'm not want in this ceremony place. It's the only me is who not want in the ceremony place, and the rest everybody want. But one woman, I remember that time, just not officially. One woman just told me, "You are reincarnation of the Nyense master, and the very important master." And all around my people they're just kind of shocked, and they no move, they stand. But I only remember this. The rest I don't remember really well. But I mean, I feel like I'm feeling connected. But you ask me, I remember my past life, but this question I used to never give really answer, because that's a really tricky question, because I say yes, it's not make sense. I say no, also that's not make sense. There I'm not give answer really myself personally.
When you were taught, you were then taken to the monastery and you began a course of formal study. Is that correct?
That's very correct.
And it seems as though you've mastered many subject matter. I know you're the founder and director of Nangten Menlang, Tibetan Medical Buddhist Association, if I got that right. And
correct.
You're a renowned doctor of Tibetan medicine, and also in Tibetan astrology. And you've mastered many things, it seems, but you've chosen to focus on the Tantrayana healing arts.
Very correct.
Yeah.
Because in the Buddhism we have Theravada Buddhism, Mahayana Buddhism, and Tantrayana Buddhism, but especially Tantrayana Buddhism is very much connected to Tibetan medicine. When you really really well study Tantrayana, you must need to understand the body system, how function. Therefore, this is a connect medicine. Therefore, I receive all this kind of knowledge. Not only I receive all this kind of knowledge, but personally, I like especially the body works, through our body do something. Therefore, I also passed many years to more focus in the Tantrayana practices, myself also learnings more and to practice, and therefore this also I'm focused to teaching, because that's very much connect medicine. And then I think many Western people need this kind of time and the health and the happiness advices. Yes.
Yes, we definitely all need happiness, and I think, yeah, that's a wonderful approach for the West to go through the body, and maybe not only in the West, but maybe anywhere, but definitely in the West.
So what is it exactly? Let's talk about exactly what is this practice, because I've never heard of it before. So
we've got the master here to explain, and I suppose Tulku Lobsang, there are many practices you do, but you'll be coming to Toronto for the very first time on August the 1st and 2nd. We're so delighted and honored to have you here. And I don't know if you'd like to talk about the practices you'll be teaching here, or would you like to talk about what you teach in general?
Oh, yes, whatever we possible is to talk is mainly example the I think we come in the Toronto, we teach in the first step of some of the Tantrayana or techniques, what we call Lu Jong, and together is Zalong. Is Lu Jong means is the some body exercise and with the holding your breath. And means, and we are in Tantrayana Buddhism, we believe we have 72,000 different channels have in our body, and each day we are naturally lose one or two channels, and that's how we become old, that's how we become sick, that's how we come to die. But with this practices and the help is the whatever channels block and breaks to twist to make more flowing and make more open and more function. Because your channels block and break, then your energy not flowing. When your not energy is flowing, then we call inner fire or inner warmness is come less or reducing, and this inner warmness start reducing. Then what we call essence maybe is look like very near hormone. And then our hormones is come to freeze. And that's where our brain and our mind is also look like become old. But mind usually never become old, but because of body start going old, and the mind is look like become old. We teach in the, I think, Toronto is the method to how open the channels and to chakras and how to make flow in this energy, keep more healthy and happy. And also some people want deep meditation practices, and that is the best way to learn to higher concentration.
You mean by opening these channels, by engaging in this Lu Jong and Tsao Lung practice, let's say, the channels are restored eventually over time, and that then, as a consequence, helps one to deepen their meditational practice?
Exactly. In the Tantrayana Buddhism, we try to do this way. You see, this really is look very complex, but first we try to open all of our chakras channels and and to do this we need first some physical exercises, then we need to breath exercises, then we need some kind of visualizations. Maybe you hear very famous inner fire, and thus make to your really deep some kind of openings coming, and then deep openings, especially, I mean, deep chakras opens, especially in the crown chakra, is maybe look like a brain. And when you open this, before your life never open this, you open this, and the brain or this crown chakra start producing some kind of a hormone or some kind of a chemical to producing, and this go in the nerves, in your nerves. When this go into your nerves, and you have the sensation of a bliss. This name Tantrayana called love and the bliss. Is you feel this bliss in your whole of your body, then bliss coming higher and higher and higher, and then your thoughts automatically reducing, and then only bliss left. And the bliss is just full of the awareness, but without stop thinking. You don't need to think. And that is the way to higher meditation practice. That is the deepest goal of Tantrayana. But together, and they also we possible we have benefit of the health and the happiness. But main highest goal, this higher level of the concentration or meditation, yes.
Wow.
I have a question. I know Dan's still here too. Dan's got a question. But here's my question, Tulku, because you mentioned that we have 72,000 channels, I think you said, and that this practice enables you to maintain them or maybe even restore them if you've lost a few of them, and that losing them is how we get old and this is how we die. My question is, if we use this practice and we maintain our 72,000 channels, does that mean we can live longer? Does that mean, because we hear stories, I don't know if they're myths or not, about people in the East, in Tibet, in northern India, who might live to be thousands of years old. I'm wondering, is it possible, theoretically, with this practice to significantly extend your lifespan?
Yes, it's really possible in our authentic teachings in the monastery, and still we teach, but I don't know who lives such long, but logically it's possible. Example, you need to practice. That means you really need to practice the highest level. Example, you practice the holding the breath, and then when you hold the breath, but you need with the special technique, otherwise no good health, also very dangerous. And then you hold your breath without any effort 6 months, and then your body structure complete change. Not only go old, you possibly become young. Therefore, I'm sure one day we found this kind of method to also do this. This is possible, but that is not really goal of this practice. But this is really much possible, make you keep younger or to go back, because in all your body way of the walking is changed, then body start to move in different direction. They have many stories, not only stories, but official, authentic teachings. We have those, yes.
Just to clarify, did you say 6 months holding the breath without effort?
Yes.
Is that what you said? That's what I thought you said.
Yes.
I have a way to go. I'm not even at 6 minutes, not even close to 6 minutes.
We are example, the beginners, we try to look like beginners or look like me or look like yours. We first try to reach 3 minutes. Then we try to reach 6 minutes. Then we try to reach 9 minutes. 9 minutes is we are normal people, is the one of the highest one. Then you need a special training in your mind. And the yogis, they are short one, they keep breath 1 day and the 3 months to 6 months. And means that you keep your breath so long, I think also your heart is stopped. And you exactly look like you're dead, but you didn't dead.
I hope.
Yeah, that's good.
I think it's...
That's right.
Wait, okay.
Well, everybody has questions.
Tulku Lobsang, how long can you hold your breath for?
I think it's possible 9 minutes around. Wow. Yes, sometimes it's come less, sometimes it's come depend on my practice. I possibly reach around the 9 minutes. I'm not so good practitioner. I'm a very motivated this part, but it's who really devote whole life to practice this, who stay in the remote area in the Himalaya mountains, and the some of masters, yes, is possible. Not only I think is a Buddhism masters possible. I think some Hindu masters also possible. I think, yes, that is kind of not only Buddhism practice, it's kind of a common practice. I think so.
But what you're really saying is that it's not really the goal of these practices in the everyday life to, to gain immortality or to be able to not breathe for 6 months. It's we're practicing in order to restore the body, or even bring it to its full potential and undo some damage that has been done, and so that the lives that we do live can be fuller and more meaningful and more centered.
Yes, this is all the Buddhism's techniques, and we have a temporary goal and absolute goal. Temporary goal, we come little healthier, we become more long life, we become more happier. But absolute goal in the Buddhism is what we believe, enlightenment. Until you're not enlightened, everything is just a temporary success. They don't have absolute success. Therefore, the Buddhisms we believe become enlightened. That is the final goal. But and they also have temporary goals to become more healthier, happier, long life, all those things. Yes.
Back to the 72,000 channels in the body, have those actually been mapped, or was that knowledge gained intuitively by somebody way back when?
Yes, I think it's example in the channels we have some channels is really exist in our body in the physically, but some channels not exist. Only we visualize. Example, the chakras, the channels. What we visualize, this is just to help you visualize, but this is not exactly exist. But normal is. The normal channels, what we have, example, in Tantrayana we say mother channel and the central, mother channel, right channel, left channel. What mean? I think right channel means our veins. Mother channel means our arteries, and then left channel means is our nerves. You know, that is really when we put in our physical. But when we meditate, when we visualize, we paint in very special way. But what we paint exactly not exist in our body. But this help your meditation to go to better, to energy flowing in your channels.
Thank you so much. Another thing that I found very interesting was the Tibetan view of chakras versus channels. And after this, maybe we'll talk more specifically about the Toronto events. But it's hard not to ask all these questions. Yes, it's a very interesting view Tibetan Buddhism has of chakras versus channels. The chakras aren't necessarily viewed in the same way. They're viewed more as energy blockages, aren't they?
Yeah, yes. It's yes. It's sometimes chakra means is where is the energy block, or it also means the chakra means where is the door. It's look like a sacred door of the body, you know. Is chakra means the sacred door of the body. Example, we have a sexual chakra, navel chakra, heart chakra, throat chakra, crown chakra. Mostly sexual chakra is the most easy door, means most easy open. Therefore, in through of this chakras where they have a points is most important. This points your focus and you reach more deep part of your mind than other part of a body. Chakra means is, I think, sacred door.
Okay.
Where's this point?
The
one that opens the sexual chakra.
Hugh.
I'm just asking because that's what everybody wants to know. Right, Dan?
Let's see if he answers. Hugh, did you want to break for a moment to put the video on?
Yeah, we could do that. Tulku Lobsang. Dan, did you have a question before we break to the video that you want to ask?
I'm a bit of a shiatsu practitioner. I guess there's an overlap between the channels that you're talking about and the meridians in shiatsu. Are you aware of the difference or the differences or the similarities between the channels, meridians in shiatsu and the channels that you're talking about?
Yeah, it's I think that is very much connect in the one you study in Tantrayana Buddhism. You also study all this the points and also in the Tibetan medicines. But I think is what we in the talking in the medicine and the shiatsu or this kind of the points we call, the Tibetan language is what we call Sam, means secret points, something like this. And the Tantrayana we call chakras. But in all of the chakras in through of your spine is more connect emotions. All of the chakras is connect your legs and the arms and the different part more connect the diseases we call. But however is where is the one where is the secret, where is a block? Example, I have a problem in the heart or something, then in my spine, number 6 in the way of the Tibetan count, in number 6 in the there is a block point. Therefore, example, I push there, I have a pain. Is I have a problem in my heart, then you give, because there is the energy, your tension you keep, and the blood or energy not flow, and then you give their pressure or acupuncture or golden needle or pressure or warm or massage, anything, then the energy start flowing, and then this coming more help, come healthier, better. But yes, something
good,
like
that's okay. That's good.
Okay, yeah, that was
so,
interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so why don't we just watch the video, and I'm sure that'll give us lots more to think about and some more questions we'll want to ask afterwards. This is the video that they sent us. So
Yes.
if we could watch that, and Tulku Lobsang, just bear with us. We're going to play the video now, and we'll come back and chat
can I
with
give
you
a little
afterwards.
intro to the video?
Yes.
Tulku Lobsang, this is a video clip, I believe, of you practicing the wisdom sword, Todd Chud, if I have that correct. And
Correct.
yes, and this is a practice that you yourself developed, if I understand correctly.
Yes, very correct.
Yeah, and I believe we're going to try to put some music of you singing.
I'm not sure we're able to
we don't
alter
know
the
that we
soundtrack
can do
of
that.
the
We don't
video.
know that we can alter the soundtrack. Well, we'll see you doing your magic with the wisdom sword, and after that break, we'll come back and discuss the Toronto events more specifically. Thank you.
Thank you.
beauty and grace and strength and discipline. Did you, sorry, Tulku, did you hear me just now?
Yes.
That was beautiful. A picture of grace, beauty, discipline, strength. Daniel was commenting that it looked like, you know, the equivalent of a black belt, and you know, but so much more. Can you tell us just a small bit about the purpose of that practice?
When I travel in the Western world, what I really discover, people have lack of self-esteem and lack of self-esteem, and they always need to think so much. They're not always ready to decide, and you know, that's what I see. I mean, full of the fear. Therefore, and then you know, I develop base of the Western problems. Develop this exercise is the some of our traditional exercise. I put the base and then I put this top of this. Mainly the philosophy of this exercise is something like this. I always say, outside of yourself, there no have any enemy. You are your own absolute enemy. And then we say there another sentence we say is fear is a demon. Expectation is your enemy. Fear is your demon. Therefore, in this exercise, you try to reducing of your fear and expectations, and also this is a way to be more calm and to befriend yourself and to settle down yourself. Yes.
It's a beautiful practice, a little bit more advanced, I gather, a little bit more advanced. Maybe you can give us a little demo when you're here.
Yeah, Rose doesn't know how to do that yet.
No. Tulku Lobsang, I don't know if you know. I don't know if I can say this on air.
Why not?
Yes, I'm going to be one of the first Canadian certified teachers in the Lu Jong. I've just taken part 1 of the teacher training in upstate New York, and it's wonderful. It's an absolutely wonderful practice, and I'm so excited to be able to bring that to people. And thank you so much for developing that series of movements. And you were saying earlier in the introduction that Lu Jong means body and training. So that's a fairly generic term, right? So when we say we practice Lu Jong, do we have to be more specific? For instance, I practice Lu Jong in the lineage of so-and-so, because that would be a specific Lu Jong, a specific series of movements?
Yes, because Lu Jong is, we have in Tantra Buddhism, we have maybe around 50 different lineages but they have big lineages is 4 or 5 where is monasteries still practice, but they only give this purpose of to higher realizations or higher meditations, not to really have everybody, but it's sometimes the exercises is very heavy, is sometimes normal people also difficult to do. Then when I think 21 or 22 years old, when I'm Dharamsala, where is Dalai Lama stay, and then there I'm start to thinking all the Lu Jongs, different, what's the Lu Jongs, which ones is most easy, which one is more benefit to normal people, and everybody somehow to possible practice. I collect these exercises, then also something inside little dangerous or some things I little modify, very little modify, but then I'm collect, therefore this is little maybe especially of the also Tulku Lobsang, but I don't make a big change, but I'm collect all easy exercises, more connect and health and to everybody something possible to, because it's a traditional exercises is so hard, is you really need strong bodies. is nearly impossible. Therefore, maybe you possible call leader, especially of Tulku Lobsang also.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good, Dan.
Okay, my question to you is that there is a lot of, this is a form of yoga, right? That the yoga out here, a lot of it is misconstrued as exercise for achievement of a pretzel posture, to be a super flexible person or super strong, and sometimes people miss the point of what the yoga was in the first place. Are you aware of that misconstrued interpretation of yoga here in the West?
Yes, I really much, yes, that's what I understand. I'm used to say now, many in the teachers, my students, example also in this exercise, because sometimes people, when you teach in the people, and then they are focused to become flexible. But example, goal of the Lu Jong, I'm sure also yoga, the goal of the Lu Jong not to become flexible, because you're flexible, that's not mean you're healthy also. That's the reason is the goal of the Lu Jong exercise not to become flexible is because flexible means not mean you're healthy. Not only this, sometimes you to become flexible, exercise no possible reach your body, then exercise no help you. That's the reason you need exercise always leader changing, and not only changing your exercise, you exercise always need some movement, and don't be one position always. You be one position always, then your body this adapt, and then after this not reach your body, and then they know have a big benefit. Therefore, that's I'm very much where I always used to say people does.
Tulku Lobsang, sorry, Daniel, did you want to? Okay, yeah, that was very interesting, wasn't it? That was an interesting point of view about how flexibility isn't always, it doesn't necessarily mean health. It doesn't health or so for the basic Lu Jong practice, the 5 elements practice, which is what you'll be teaching here in Toronto on August the 2nd. That is the foundational practice, kind of an underpinning of all the other body movement practices that you teach, isn't it?
Is correct, very correct.
Mm-hmm. And for myself, just addressing the point you made that you went around synthesizing movements from all these different lineages to find something that everybody could do. That was something that I personally had been having difficulty with because I'd been injured in a car accident a long time ago now, 10 years ago, but I've still never been able to recover, to actually pick up a physical practice. And this Lu Jong is the first, it's the first after 10 years. I do have to do it carefully, but that's what I love about it. You get into the proper position and you do it to the ability you can, and it's a huge benefit. And for me, I can tell I feel better after every practice, actually.
Sorry. Well, Rose, you told me that this is in terms of a very simple practice that doesn't take a lot of time, that anybody can do and get themselves in great physical health.
Well, I mean, it's a great foundational practice, and it's very comprehensive, so that in only a few minutes a day, they say ultimately 12 minutes. I still take a little bit longer, but it doesn't matter. Even if it's 15 or 20, that's not very much. You balance the left and right hemispheres of the brain. You, by having the combination of form and movement, you have a little bit of breath work in there. You have a little bit of a moving meditation, and you balance the 5 elements in the body. So that's pretty efficient for a practice, a 12-minute practice. And Tulku Lobsang, in your view, who is the ideal person to practice Lu Jong?
What do you mean?
Well, who should practice it? Let's say if people already have, their fitness routines set up, can they still benefit?
Yes. Yes, what I saw, and now example in the Europe, we have nearly 1,000 Lu Jong teachers, nearly we have, who teach everywhere, and also in the hospitals, and also sometimes yoga people, I mean, who have very flexible bodies, and all kind of people is practicing, and also old and is not so flexible. Really, everybody is, when they do this, is kind of have a benefit. I'm also surprised one time some of yoga practitioners, because they're very, very flexible sometimes, and therefore, but they did in the example, especially 5 element, and they say they feel very much, I think, because of a movement, and then they reach more in your deep part of the body. I think so, yeah. That means all kind of people possible, yes?
Yes.
So let's talk about, because you're coming to Toronto in August, and let's talk about what's going to happen there. And people watching, they may be intrigued and they may want to come out, and let's talk a little bit about what you're going to be teaching specifically when you come to Toronto in August.
So August 1st, which is a Thursday, there will be a public talk. And the theme of the talk, as far as I know, is using the power of change. Tulku Lobsang?
Yes.
And this talk is it's a standalone event. It's not. It's something separate than the workshop that's offered the next day. So what can people hope to learn from the talk on Thursday?
Yeah, I'm used to people say the power of a change. You know, usually is change is the one. I mean, change change is the one of the great mystery existing in this planet. Change or impermanent. And we don't know how use change, and the change make we are suffering, and make we are suffering. But we know how to use change, and the change is just energy. Change is a potential. Change is a possibility. But many people always don't. First of all, they're against the change, and the second, they don't know how use change, and the third, they have change, but they don't know how use. Therefore, I try to teach people, say, is that's the reason, sorry, I say the power of the change is, I always say we always try to change something big, but we don't need to change too big to become change. We only need to change one thing. That's what we need to change ourselves. When you change yourself, is enough to change all. Therefore, you change enough replace of to change everybody without changing anybody. But the change of others is not enough replace of the change of you. To change yourself is not so difficult. You don't need to really change. You just need to decide. Whatever you decide, changes happen this way. That is the magic of a change. Whatever you decide to be happy, and the changes happen this way. You decide to unhappy, and the changes happen this way. Therefore, the change is so powerful. But many people against the change, try to against the change, and then they're exhausted and they're tired and they're suffering.
That's very interesting. So you'll be talking about not necessarily how to work with change if it happens unexpectedly in one's life, but also how to be proactive and actually bring change about through making decisions.
Correct.
Oh.
Wow, that sounds like, based on Tulku, what you're saying, that we need in the West. There's a lot of people walking around, they don't have a lot of confidence, they don't know how to make decisions. It sounds like maybe that's the kind of thing that a lot of people really need to hear. Like me and Daniel.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it'll be so you'll be giving us some pointers on that on the Thursday night talk, and then on the Friday workshop, you'll be teaching the Lu Jong 5 elements practice, and then the Tsalung breath work later on in the day. Is that correct?
Is correct.
And the Salon breath work is part of it is to learn to hold your breath for 20 minutes.
Well, sorry?
6 months, Dan. 6 months.
6 months.
Then we can really get some good work in the Navy. Okay. So, okay, well, let's, if we don't have any more really...
Tulku, is there anything else you would like to say today?
Not example. The Tsalong is I like maybe one sentence saying the Tsalong is a Tsalong example. Until 25, you more breath breathe in. Therefore, your body is young. You more breath breathe in until 25. Therefore, breath is so important. Our body and our mind, also our spiritual practice, because without the body, we no possible practice anything. That's the reason until 25, our body somehow naturally young, because naturally we breathe in. But after 25 to until 45, our breath more maintain our body. Therefore, body is more stay flat. Until 25, our body more changing, growing. After 25 to until 45, our body is not so much changing. And after 45, our body start to again changing, because we more breath breathe out, we not enough breath breathe in. Therefore, breath, you see, change all our power and all our body forms, and also our emotions and all of our hormones, things. Therefore, it's so important to understand how breath is work. I think that's what I like to say. Yeah, that's all. I think so.
That's great.
That sometimes I think, and I know that myself. Sometimes just through the act of breathing, I can change my entire state, my emotional well-being, my everything. Just so that's so important. In fact, that's where the word inspiration comes from.
Hugh,
right?
you're about 85 years old, aren't you? And you look so much younger.
Well, thanks to good breathing practices, Dan, and of course the immortality rings.
Yeah.
But you never know. You can always have more. So let's tell people how they can find out more and how they can get tickets or whatever it takes to get involved in the August sessions with Tulku Lobsang.
Yes, I think there's been a web page created that we have to show on the screen. The Eventbrite. There's been an Eventbrite page created that people can go on to.
There it is. Yeah. Okay, so where do we tell people? What is the actual URL there for people to check that out? Do we have that?
Yes. Okay, www.tulkulobsang-toronto.eventbrite.com. Can we get that up on the screen at all?
We will. We'll put that in the credits.
All right.
That's fabulous.
But that's a long one, and I don't know if everyone's going to get all that right away.
There is another option as well. It is tulkulobsang.org/tour plan. And then when you go to the tour plan, you can click on Toronto and find the event there as well. And all the details will be there, such as the date, the location, the cost. And Tulku, are you still there?
Yes.
Is he gone? And after people participate in the workshop, they will actually walk away with a daily practice that they can implement right away in their daily lives, isn't it?
Correct. Very much correct.
Yes. Well, we're so looking forward to having you in Toronto. And thank you so much for being our guest today. It's been wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you. Dan.
Oh, Tulku, where in Brazil are you, by the way?
A final question. Yeah.
Moment, I'm São Paulo.
Oh, big city.
Sao Paulo.
Wow.
Big city, okay.
Yeah, okay. Well, great to have you on Tulku Lobsang. And we really hope when you do come to Toronto that we can maybe meet you in person and get you here in the studio and do this again in person. That would be awesome.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
So I guess that's it for the show, Rose. So thanks for doing this today, coming in special for this show. And Daniel, you too, for filling in for me.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay. All right. So thanks, everybody, for tuning in.
Thank you. Wonderful to be here.
And we'll see you all next time right here on ThatChannel.com. See you then.
Bye for now.
Chona